Hi, I'm over at the Saints Row booth, and I'm with Jim. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad.
Awesome. Oh, I don't know if I just asked that. So tell us about Saints Row.
Saints Row is a game about presidents and aliens and superpowers. It's an everyday game in this day and age.
Awesome. I've never played any of the others, which is bad. I know. I should play a few of them.
You must play them.
Yeah, I will. I've been told by the cameraman, you need to play the games. So, what are the other games like? What are the previous ones?
Yeah, so Saints Row 1 came out. It was one of the early games on Xbox 360, and it was awesome. It was the first big open world game that was on at the time next gen console, and so it's a chance for people on this current gen to be able to play a really cool open world game and have a lot of fun with it. And what we found is that people were, some of the things they really loved in Saints Row 1 were some of the more over-the-top sort of aspects of the game, let's say. And so in Saints Row 2, it was about bringing that much more to the forefront and bring some of that insanity up there. And basically what we started to do, long story short, is start to carve out kind of our own niche of being the most over-the-top series in video games. And it's interesting to me to see how people really respond well to our humor. There's just nothing else out there that's like that. And I think that we just entertain people. We don't take our game very seriously, like I talked about with the description of the game, and it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome. So, which ones have you previously worked on?
I've worked on Saints Row 2 and now Saints Row 4.
So, what are the main differences? Someone just run past the camera just then. What were the main differences? What was in number 2 that you couldn't do in, or you could do in 4, but you couldn't do in 2?
So, so 4 has pretty much everything that's new. So, Saints Row 3 even, let's say, Saints Row 3, the way that ended, you had, you were a pop culture icon. You have clones, you have all kinds of crazy things there that you got to do, and you're taking over a new city called Steelport. And but we amp it up in Saints Row 4 by having you now become the president of the United States of America. Really? And that's what it starts off in terms of how you become the president. And then aliens invade and abduct you along with the rest of the Saints. And then they take you and they put you in the simulation, and they're trying to break your will and indoctrinate you. And then that's what gives you superpowers, because you kind of bend the rules of the simulation. And so now you can do things like super jumps and super sprints. And so all these types of things are all things that are totally different than anything we've done in Saints Row 2 or any of the other Saints Row games for that matter. So it's a pretty fun, unique way of taking Saints Row to the next step.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So in Saints Row 4, what's your favorite superpower?
Oh man, mine is probably telekinesis. So you can pick up everything from to pick up a person and just throw them against a wall, or grab a dump truck and send it just flying through the sky. It's awesome. And you just keep picking people up one by one, and pick someone up and just run around with them for a while. They sit there floating in front of you, and just whatever you want to do with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always thought that Saints Row was something similar to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, certainly it started off that way. I mean, I think that'd be very fair of Saints Row 1. That we definitely fans of that game and had a lot of fun doing that. But I think from Saints Row 2 on, we've just steadily gotten crazier and crazier, and it's a pretty different game now for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm quite, from what you've just said, I'm actually quite excited to actually go pick up a copy when it's out.
That's awesome.
So
very cool.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of something really random now. So how would you compare something like, say, Saints Row 4 to, like, say, GTA 5 that's coming out soon, is it?
Yeah, it's really different. I mean, the thing that I love about these games is that it's such a different game, but it's still part of the same genre. So, personally, I can't wait to play GTA 5. I'm sure it'll be a great game, but it's such a different game than Saints Row is, right? Like, where there seems very gritty, right? Makes me think of Heat, the movie, it looks really cool. Ours is about superpowers and aliens and being the president, so it's totally different. I mean, it's about as different as you could get, but it's still the same genre. Yeah. And I think that's really cool for our industry, because I feel like open world games are at the point now where it's a genre where we have a lot of variety in it, and it's not just the same old game, or all games aren't compared to GTA anymore, sort of like how first-person shooters way back when, if you were a first-person shooter, you were a Doom clone. Didn't matter how different you were, right? If it was a first-person shooter, you were a Doom clone. So I feel like we're at that point now with the open world genre, where there's just so many different games and so many different styles. It's awesome.
Oh, that sounds great. So I can definitely mean what you see about having, say, Doom clones and stuff like that. So the last question I can think of is, if you could put something into the game that wasn't in Saints Row 4 now, what would it be?
Oh my God. Well, I'll give you an example. Something that we toyed around with, but we just couldn't quite get to fit, was a rideable dragon that breathes fire. That
no
would have
way.
been pretty cool. We had a prototype for it, but just couldn't quite work it out.
Oh, that.
We would have
see,
found a way to make it work.
Yeah. That sounds absolutely awesome. I think now I'm going to have to go pick up a game. So, well, thank you very much for talking
Absolutely.
to us.
Well,
So,
thank you very much.
Cool,
My
no problem.
pleasure.
Cool, well, thanks very much, guys.